Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Albion. And when last we left off, we now have the item that we came down here to get. The Serpent Staff. I mean, getting the Secret of Metal Magic was important too, but this item is absolutely brilliant. And why can it only be used by spellcasters? Well, it has a secondary effect apart from conferring 10 protection, and that is that it dramatically increases magic talent. Melthus now has 105 out of 99, and he now has the highest magic talent out of all of the spellcasters in our party. We're also going to be moving him over to here, so that Harriet isn't vulnerable to melee attacks, because let's face it, 47 protection and 136 health is far better than 84 health and 29 protection. I think in fact right now that Melthus has one of the highest protection stats in our party. Yes indeed, because Siobhan has 38 and Tom has 36. We need to sort that 36 by the way. I've no idea why I gave him that ring when he's the one that needs more protection stat than Dre does. There we go. Much better. We now need to get out of here, and we're not going to be going the route with that blue plate. We're going to be going this way. We need to head to the Dji Cantos because we have all the items that we need to do the plan that they have to potentially save Albion. And it is only potentially save Albion. There is no promise that anything that we're doing here will succeed. They're working against something that they've never had to face before, so there is a lot of uncertainty. Can we rest right now? The answer is yes we can, and we might as well. We also need to do a lot of training before we actually go and try and save Albion. We are a lot closer to the endgame than you might think. Once we go and hand over the high knowledge and the secrets of metal magic, we're pretty much at the end game, where there's only one dungeon that we haven't been in left to explore. The final dungeon in the game. There is also one more person that we can potentially have join our party, which is the reason unfortunately why Siobhan isn't going to be in the group that much longer, and also Siobhan's head is currently clipping through the scenery there. A little quirk that this area has. We need to get that final person in our party, not because they're actually stronger than Siobhan, they're far weaker than Siobhan actually, but because of the other things that he can do. And yes, it is Joe. Joe is a party member that you can permanently get in your party if you like, and we're going to have him in our party for a number of reasons. The main reason is I've never actually had him in my party before. I've always stuck with Thunag, even though I never really used Thunag's abilities to their maximum potential. And so we're going to give Joe a try, which unfortunately means that the amount of time that Siobhan was in our party was way too small. I'd have liked to have had her in for longer, but with Camulon being what it is, we needed Thunag to be as high level as possible. And here we are in the area that is very dark. We really do not want to navigate here without the light spell, and consider how many times I cast the light spell while we were down here. I barely cast it at all, and it's still going right now. One of the many reasons why you want Syrah in your party, apart from Frost Avalanche and Thorn Snare. I'm very glad that I have Thorn Snare maximized actually. It's a very good spell indeed, even though I haven't used it since we fought Camulos. Alright, we need to get out of here, and that unfortunately involves navigating all of these corridors. We'll know that we're making headway when we get to the large area where the Warnakes were, which I think won't have the sound of Warnakes in it anymore. I think once you go into the 3D area, the sound of Warnakes disappears and doesn't come back. But don't take my word for it, I've no idea what triggers the Warnake sound to disappear. I think we're very close to that area. There we go, it's the southern passageway here that leads to it. Now the question is, have the Warnakes respawned? I don't think they will have, but you never know with this place, they might have put more enemies in here. Are there more enemies in here? The answer is a resounding doesn't seem like it, and not only that, but the sound of Warnakes has disappeared forever, which is brilliant. Now we need to head in this direction, and we need to find where those spikes in the floor are. Once we find them, we just need to follow them out, and to the stairs that lead to a Marjo. We have a few things that we want to sell. Mainly we have a metal helmet and a few sun daggers, actually. We don't need those sun daggers anymore. I mean, we could hold on to them so that Harriet has a melee attack, but let's face it, Syrah and Harriet are far better at attacking at range than they are attacking at close quarters, and here are those spikes that we need to follow. They go in this direction and eventually will head south. I think they currently, they go north for now, and then a little bit more east, and then we'll be heading south and out of here, and a little bit west as well before we head out. And I think one of the doors that we'll be encountering will be closed again. I've no idea who closed that door. Maybe it was Casotto. Who can say, eh? All I know is that we're nearly out of here, which is brilliant. Now compare the amount of time that we were here as opposed to the amount of time we were in Kamulon. This area is far, far shorter, and consider that we spent a considerable amount of time going to get an item that is entirely optional. If we'd have took that time out, it's a very short period of time that you're here. And we don't want to talk to you, we just want to get out of here. So long! We may see you another time. And now we need to get out of this door. There we go. We want to head, I think, over here to the weapons. There we go. To the weapon shop. We do want to buy something here. We want to buy that crystal throwing axe, and eventually we want to buy that bolt rifle. But right now we want that crystal throwing axe because Joe is going to be a ranged combatant. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to sell a few items. We're going to sell that metal helmet for a start. There we go. Get rid of that there. Do we need this sun dagger? I don't actually think that we do. So we'll sell this one here, which is brilliant. That is 693.3 coins. And we'll also sell the two here that Siobhan has. And that is a lot of money. I think that might be enough money. If we wanted to, we could buy that bolt rifle. But we'll buy the crystal throwing axe for now. We'll be able to buy that bolt thrower in a little bit. We are a little short on money. About 1,300 short. And we also don't need this bucket, and we definitely don't need the blue dagger here, as it can't even be sold because it's useless, which is telling you that it's most certainly cursed. Anything else that we want to do here? We want to stack these up here, there we go, and there's nothing more we really want to sell. I mean, we could get some items for Joe, but we're pretty much going to be passing over the items that Siobhan has and giving them to Joe. There we go, you want to... Ooh, Harriet is carrying just a little too much here. We're going to have to pass over that gold to somebody else, like for instance Tom. Tom can pretty much carry everything here. We could sell a few items in the merchant that is... Can we get out of here? There we go. We could sell a few items to this merchant down here, but I don't think the merchant actually has that much capacity. So we're now going to be leaving and heading to Dji Cantos. It's not going to be that much of a walk. We literally have to go over here, and the birds are singing in the middle of the desert. The fabled desert birds of Umajo. We're going to go over here and have Harriet open the way to get to Dji Cantos. This is going to be quite a significant cutscene that's coming up, but for now we're going to sort out the order so that everything is as it was before, and then head over to the Island of Peace, once we navigate past all of these things in the cave. There we go. We want to go to the Island of Peace, and make sure that we can... there we go. We just want to actually save, I think, before we go here, just in case anything goes wrong with that cutscene. You never know, things might go horribly awry. And now we have saved, and we can resume. Marvellous. We need to go and find the leader of the Dji Cantos, or a cutscene will just happen. Tom and the companions call the Enlightened Ones together, and proudly hand them the 2 scrolls with the necessary information. Marvellous. The exhausted companions of Dji Cantos study the scrolls. Sometime later there is another meeting, and a long cutscene. Thank you once again for the scrolls. We have been preparing this for many days. You have performed your part in creating the seed with great bravery. Now it is up to us to complete the job. And here they go. The Dji Cantos, with Harriet among them, form a circle in the meeting room and delve into deep concentration. Soon the entire room is filled with a blinding light. And there is the light. Exhausted, one after another leaves the circle. After a while, only Nemos, Dranag and Harriet remain. Slowly the brightness dims and reveals the all-powerful product made from the unified efforts of the greatest magical talents of this planet. The seed. This thing here may save the world. Maybe. It is created. Thanks be to you, Anim Ebonar. There it is. We're gonna save the world with that. Hopefully. With ceremonial demeanor, Nemos presents the companions with an unimpressive object which looks like a large seed. This is the essence of Anim Ebonar. May magic gain victory over Anim Ekna's principle of rationality this one time. Use the seed well. Thank you, Nemos. This seed sure doesn't look very powerful, don't you think? Unexpectedly, Nemos laughs. Just wait. The tree which grows from a normal seed is more impressive than what it grew from. Now it is time for you to take the seed to its destination. Tom, carefully consider which companions you intend to take with you on this dangerous enterprise. Assemble the proper party, and delay no longer. We put all our hopes in you and your companions. That is a not-so-subtle way of saying, hey, you need to think very carefully about what you're doing here, as this is the point of no return once you go to that final dungeon. We will give it our best. As soon as I've put together the best team, we will travel to Amajo Kenta, then under the mountains into the Toronto's area. When we were fleeing the ship before, Joe and I saw a possible way to penetrate the installation. There's a side entrance with a small lock, which was originally designed as an exit for the Toronto security forces. We will try to get in there. Before we push towards the reactor, we will try to show Joe's documentary so that the crew can be warned. This may also create some commotion which we could use to our advantage. Joe, is the documentary ready? We haven't really been taking him with us, but I imagine that other members of the Dji Cantos have been guiding him around Albion to Girinar and everywhere else to just show everyone, when we eventually present the documentary, what Albion is actually like. Yes, I've edited the material so that the most important part comes at the beginning. Even if the AI succeeds in stopping the transmission shortly after it begins, the message should be clear. Here. Joe hands the documentary in a small clip to the companions. The chip should isolate the console we use from the AI's control for some time. Good, my part is complete. Only one more thing. I'm not a good warrior, and I don't have the magical abilities of other people here. However, Tom, I would like to come along since I can help out on board the Toronto. It's up to you, Tom. Please think about it. Thank you, Joe. I'll think about your offer. And now, off to the Toronto. All those present wish luck and success for the mission. The attack on Toronto can begin any time now. There are also a few other things that we want to do. We want to train Harriet in magic. Here we go, we want to train her in all the spells that she can learn, like Lifebringer here. And also Goddess's Wrath. I think she now knows all of them. We could also talk to Rainer here briefly. We haven't spoken to him for some time. Hello, friends. I'm really crossing my fingers for your mission against the Toronto. I hope you have soon finished with your preparations. Do you have any more tips for us? Unfortunately, nothing specific. If only someone knew exactly how the seed worked, but the principles which created the seed are so diverse. I'm sure its power will develop near a large energy source, and the fusion reactor on board the Toronto is the most powerful energy source on this world. Just to reassure you, I don't believe there will be a destructive reaction. You don't believe there will be, Raina. There might be, you never know. Well, it's time for us to get going. Take care, friends. We're also going to have to find Joe here, because unfortunately, it is time to say goodbye to Siobhan. She has been very useful for the amount of time that we've had her in our party, but we do need to say goodbye, mainly because we need to take Joe with us, so we're going to have to pass over all of these potions to somebody else, for instance to you. You don't have that much carry capacity though, so we're going to have to be careful. We'll pass over all these rations and gold to Tom here, and then we'll look about giving all of these items to everyone else, like the luck chain here and the amulet, the protection amulet. She can carry a little more, but not a huge amount, so we'll give her that, and we'll also give her that, and we'll pass this over here to Syrah. When we get Joe in our party, we can pass most of these items back. The problem is going to be that heavy chainmail. We could give this gold ring over to somebody else, and the Thief's Amulet we'll hold on to, and the Crystal Staff you can have there. Look at the... Oh, the seed, by the way, is in all capitals. We cannot drop this item. It only weighs 25 grams. That is how important the seed is. It is the item that we'll be using to complete the game. What else do we want to pass over? We want to pass over these 35 bolts. Let's see if Syrah can carry those. Yes, she can, because she needs to anyway. We also want to pass over all of these potions to somebody, and I wonder who's going to hold on to them. Well, Tom can hold on to those 7 blue healing potions there. He has a pile of them anyway. And we might as well pass over the heavy chainmail to him. And the metal helmet can go to Malthus for a little while. Actually, we can just pass over all the items to somebody and hope that we can reach Joe in time to tell him that we want him to join our party. And then we'll pass all these items over to Joe, or at least some of the items over to Joe. We may end up throwing some items away. You can have that one, you can have this one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Thank you very much. By the way, 2 protection just from no items whatsoever. That's quite handy. Thank you very much, Siobhan, but unfortunately we're going to have to say goodbye here. Tom, what's up? I would prefer if you went your own way. Do you really want me to go? Yes, we do. I can understand if I'm not helpful enough for you. I'm not upset about that. I maintained that I wasn't the best warrior right from the beginning. I will probably return to Belova now. Maybe we will meet again. In any case, I wish you all the best. Also, I want to say again how much I like travelling with you. Scheme it in? That makes me feel a little bit bad for getting rid of her, but now I really want Joe to come over here. Hello, Joe! Could you move a little bit up here? There we go, marvellous. Hello, now things are getting serious, right? Listen, I know I'm not a great fighter, but I can certainly be helpful in getting to the Toronto's reactor. He is not joking there. I'll come with you if you want. You're right, Joe. Your knowledge can probably help us. Come along. All right. Joe joins the companions. Let's give him some of these items, shall we? And he has a lot of code notes. I forgot that he had those. He also has these lockpicks and a stim drink there. We're going to drop this because that is completely useless, and we're going to drop this because that is completely useless. What do we want to give him right now? We want to pass over some defensive items at the moment. For instance, we want to pass over that dream shield for now, and this metal helmet, and these boots, and this fire ring here, and that fire ring, just for starters. We also could pass over that protection amulet for now. We'll just give all these items over. There we are. And already he's looking far better in terms of protection. That is 21 and 22 and now 34. He's definitely going to be on the. He's definitely going to be put about here maybe. So then we'll have Syrah and Harriet here and Malthus there. Marvelous. We also want to give him that crystal throwing axe that we got, because that is going to be his item for now until I have enough money to give him a bolt rifle. There we go, you can just hold on to that there. Excellent. He does have the potential to gain quite a bit of a long range. That is 50, which is a little bit better than what Reyna's maximum was, but that lockpicking skill is pretty fantastic. We might as well give you that and pass this here over to Joe. There we go, you're pretty much nearly ready to go. It would be better if you had the... also, that long range has now dipped down to 5. We're definitely going to need to give you some training, but we'll do that in just a moment. We want to pass over a few more items so that we can move about and do things. For instance, we'll pass this over, and that over. We don't need to pass over this big shield right now. When we get that bolt rifle, we'll be able to give that over to Joe here. Yeah, I might actually want to pass over that shield. There we go. Just hold on to that for now. You have plenty more carry capacity. We do want to give you these potions as well, and any more potions we want to hand over? Look, these ones, for instance. We'll pass these over as well. There we go. Just hold on to them for now, Joe. Is anyone holding on to anything else that we need to pass over? This, for instance. You can hold on to them, and you might as well not hold on to them. There we go, just give those over there. And this axe that we'll also give over to Joe. Joe is getting pretty close to his carry capacity right now, but that's okay because we'll be selling things in just a moment. There is a fair amount of stuff we're going to be doing off-screen because we need to get Joe to a much higher level. He is currently level 12, and that is not good, considering that Harriet is only level 30. And she is one of the more recent members of the party that we got in our party. There we go, we'll just head over to Girona now, as we have a lot of training that we need to do, and quite a bit of selling. And that is where we'll be doing it. And besides, it's been a while since we've been here. We could also talk to Joe as well. We'll do that once we get to Girona. Any Krondir here for us to fight? The answer is a resounding no. And once more, we are in this lush environment. The environment that we started the game in. How everything has come full circle when we started the game here effectively, and it's one of the last places that we're going to be visiting. It's also one of the places that we're going to be training up Demon Exodus, because we need that to get to maximum level, so that we can do our level grinding to the best of our ability. We don't really need to do much level grinding right now, but it can't hurt, and there's also a few things that I'd like to do before we get to the end parts of the game. We don't actually have very long to go and do what we want to do here. I'm not sure if the weapon trainer will have closed by now. We can always sell things at the merchant in the middle of the town square by the weapon shop, but we only have a finite amount of time to do this training that we want to do. So let's go and do that now. We also want to make sure that we do that training with Malthus that I forgot to do. Let's go and do that now, shall we? Can we go in? We can still go in. Marvellous. Here we go. Let's get that training done. I think it was close range that we wanted to get. It was only a few points, but it's certainly worth doing. How many points would we... Oh, nothing you can teach us. Well, we've now been kicked out. Or was it long range that I forgot to train him in? Either way, we're going to be training Joe here in as much long-range combat as he can get, and I think Joe can only speak Terran, and he can apparently still get training, which is curious. Then again, we have people in our party that can't speak Iskai that can still get training. Long-range combat, please, as much as you can give us. How much is as much as you can give us? The answer is 40 points. There we go, 120 gold. Very well spent indeed. I think he's nearly at maximum now. Let's have a look. It is now, it is 45 points, and if we actually do have maximum, which is good. That'll make him far better at long-range combat. He won't be anywhere near as effective in combat as Siobhan was with close range, but he's as good as he'll ever get for now. When we get him the bolt rifle, he'll be far better. We also want to... There you are, hello! We're going to sell you a lot of random things. Or we won't, because your inventory is practically full. I forgot how full it was. Oh my, that is very full. Do we have anything that we can sell you whatsoever? The answer is a resounding, I don't think we do. I was going to sell things like bejewels and maybe these rings. We could sell these Warneck spheres, why not, eh? That is 56, and this is also 6 here, which will pretty much nearly... We actually might as well buy these and just get rid of them. It is 2.7 gold to get rid of one inventory slot in this merchant's inventory. And there is another thing. Remember all these things that I sold at the beginning of the game just to get those small amounts of money? Now I'm really starting to regret it. And now I think we're pretty much done. We could sell this axe. I mean, that is 77. We'll just sell that axe there. It's much better to sell that anyway. It's been nice talking to you. Maybe we'll talk to Joe a bit here. What's up, old man? Are you sure you want to participate in the attack on the Toronto? I don't really want to think about it. I'm sure I'll hide behind your backs while the bullets are whistling behind our ears. Yes, there will indeed be bullets, but I'll also give you a better chance of getting through the service deck into the reactor. That is very true. Tell me again about the documentary you've made. Well, first I took a couple of pictures of the surroundings, the house and a couple of people. Then Frill took me to this great Iskai city. Man, what colors! See, I was right, Frill would take them around. I think the people on the Toronto, well, their eyes will practically pop out of their heads when they see all this. We should load the documentary into the suitable console as soon as we get on board. We might be able to use the confusion to our advantage. Let's go on. Okay, let's go. And when we come back, folks, I'll be doing a little bit of... actually, let's go and rest at the inn, shall we? I'll be doing a little bit of stuff off-screen just to prepare Demon Exodus, because that needs to be at maximum level before I can start working on gaining higher levels for Joe. I mean, I could fight various encounters, and I could go and do it that way round, but I might as well show you how you can effectively level up all of your skills. And of course, I'll also be, also when I mean skills, I mean levels. But when you get levels, you get skills, so effectively it was right. Also, 7.2 coins, that is an absolute bargain for resting. And so I'll catch you next time, folks. For when we come back, we're effectively in the endgame now. And Joe has 48 health, which is pretty good. For being level 12 anyway. That is most certainly going to go up eventually. Also, that magic resistance being at 30. Once we get him the bolt rifle, I might switch that item over to Dre, just so that Dre has even higher protection. I think Dre's protection will be like at 57 by that point, which will be absurd. So I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.